Hello there, everybody. How's it going? As of this time, I decided to watch a couple of different DC animated stuff because the Flash movie came out last week, and I'm not going to see it for a while until it's like available to stream, probably. And I don't know, just hearing people talk about it and different stuff and how other media is better than that, I decided to check out a couple of things. So I checked out Injustice and the Flashpoint movie, the DC animated ones. And then I also checked out the comic historians, like going through the comic issues on his channel and whatnot in video form, talking about different things that happened in the comic version of that. So if I'm going to talk about Injustice in this video. So if I conflate a couple of things on accident, that is my bad because now I have kind of both of them in my head at the moment. Probably should have done one first before watching the videos, but it got me curious to see what the original was compared to the movie. So, Injustice, as most people probably know, is basically an alternate universe thing where the Joker decides to take a little vacation on over to Metropolis. He's gotten a little tired of Batman, not necessarily because he's like not good at what he does and everything. He's like Joker loves the game with Batman and all, but he wants to win one day. He keeps on losing, and by losing, it doesn't mean that he gets captured and that's the end of it. He always loses because Batman doesn't kill him, is how I'm kind of interpreting that. He wants his main goal is to get Batman to cross his moral line, to cross that one line that he has not crossed yet, and he wants him to cross it with him. And he has not been able to push him to do it yet, no matter what the Joker has done. The Batman still has not decided to kill him. So he's like, I want to win at some point here. Jeez. So he looks at Superman as kind of like this weaker, softer person that he can easily make so that Joker wins this game here of getting him to crack, to snap. And so he devises this huge plan as we like see it unfold as it is. You know, Batman has to get the whole Justice League going because Jimmy Olsen gets killed right there. Joker shoots Jimmy Olsen in the face. He's Superman's best friend, I guess. I had not read the comics and stuff, so I'm not super huge on all that stuff. But everybody says he's his best friend. He's got his own Superman watch. I guess that calls for Superman when he needs help or something. I don't know. And Lois was there as well, and she gets captured. Lois is also pregnant. So yeah, Superman's been looking forward to having a family. And yeah, Joker kidnaps her, and then the whole Justice League is going after him, trying to find where Lois is. And the Flash ends up going down in this one area where the Scarecrow is dead. That's another villain, and the fear toxin stuff gets in there, and I don't know if he physically was getting held down or if he was just thinking he was, but a blade shoots out of the wall and the Flash is killed. And I feel like that was very like just passed over in the film. Like there's no characters that really address, hey guys, the Flash is dead. There's been so much that happens in the film that there's no time to like think about the part where Flash is dead because there's also a whole nuke that goes off in this city, as well as Lois being killed by Superman. So yeah, getting to that with there, yeah, Superman ends up going to the submarine thing where the Joker is, and ends up getting like fear toxin mixed with kryptonite or something in his lungs, and he ends up thinking that he's seeing Doomsday, and he's without trying to get into a huge battle, he just tries to take him out as quickly as possible and booms him off into space. But that turns out to be Lois that he just killed with his own hands, and her heartbeat was rigged to a nuke. I don't know how the Joker got his hands on an entire nuke, but whatever, it's just how that stuff works in the comic stuff. You got his hands on a nuke, took out millions of people, I think. I don't know if they said thousands or millions, but a whole bunch of people got killed as well. And yeah, so Superman, for him, he's at his lowest point now. And, you could look at where Bruce Wayne, when he lost his parents, he wanted to get vengeance, but he never wanted to kill anyone. He wanted to get justice and stuff. With Superman losing his girl and all this kind of, the implication is that his humanity starts to be lost, but I'm honestly not sure that I'd agree that that would happen. Like the way that the Snyder verse kind of implies that is, yeah, if Lois gets taken away, then he's just a killing machine. But I'm kind of like, well, I don't know, because he was raised on Earth as like an Earthling human. So it's not like he's an alien who came here and then his only attachment is the one person. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not as sure with that. as they imply that like if he lost Lois, then that would be the tipping point. But in terms of this alternate universe, you're trying to do a huge different storyline thing. I guess that works enough. I could definitely see that enough for like an alternate story. What would push him over the edge to make him be a lot more harsh? And he goes, and says no more. He tells the whole world that he is Clark Kent. He is tired of all the war and destruction around the world, and it all stops fucking now. It is over. Ceasefire on everything, and he and Wonder Woman and the rest of the league try to stop any wars going on, just interferes it, doesn't care, goes right to the leaders and just has everything dealt with right away, gets them to turn off their nukes and all this stuff. Ceasefire everywhere. But Batman sees this as like, oh shit. Because I just skipped the part where, Superman ended up killing the Joker, stuck his hand right through his heart. And that was oh shit. Batman is like, God damn it. Because once you kill one, especially when you're this powerful, it's pretty easy to see another one you could kill, another person you could kill, and another, and it not seem like that much. So you do one, and you're already down a path where you can add that up to a lot more and not feel so bad about it. So so he and like Nightwing are like really trying to make sure that they can somehow keep the league leveled in some way, shape, or form. Damian, his son, is totally on Superman's side. I'm just skipping around a little bit at this point because this whole story is interesting. But basically it becomes a Superman versus Batman in this type of sense for the moral ideals here, where after losing Lois with his own hands, he does not want any innocent person to ever be harmed ever again, and he thinks that he's got to step in. Superman has to be the full-on leader of the whole world to make that happen, whether people like it or not. Whether they disagree or not, whether you're king, president, whatever, doesn't matter who you are. You got to fucking listen to me. Shut up. Essentially, is where he starts going with this. And Batman, definitely wants him to get back down to earth. Get over it. You got to deal with it, and it will suck. It will hurt for a long time, but you cannot let that, get to you. Essentially, he's letting Joker win by reacting this way. And it gets to a point where he has all these drones come out to like monitor the cities and look over people, and he sees like a Joker sympathizer group of teenagers or young adults partying, and he just lasers them all because they're like doing it in honor of the Joker. He hates the Joker, and he kills all these kids, which is something that Diana, which Wonder Woman, does not like, even though she was liking this version of Superman being all pretty much dictatory with this. She was liking that. Take charge, do whatever, make them see reason the way that they think. But then she wasn't for the killing of children like that. That was a little harsh for her. Aquaman does not want to join in this. They imply in the movie version a lot of like because they don't have time to do a 5-year war between Batman and Superman and all this stuff. So there's not going to be the whole lanterns coming. There's not going to be the whole Atlantis and all this huge battles. No, but they just have the Green Lanterns leave Earth. They get called back. They have Atlantis just go and just they're going to be their own little nation. But it's assumed that they're supposed to have a ceasefire as well because they don't want to get into a huge war here with anything. But I mean, the story is interesting with this because, I mean, you look at Bruce and you look at how he is with his kids, and, Superman even points out, he's like, I was going to have a family and this was great. And, look at you have your family, but you're not even paying them attention. You're sitting here at your computer and doing all this other stuff. Like, how much of a father are you, essentially? And that gets to Batman a little, does not like that. But, Superman's going to go and deal with the villains that are in Arkham, and he wants to just take them to his own personal prison where they cannot escape. Pretty much at the bottom of the Mariana Trench is where he ends up trying to put it, with no door on the outside. They have to boom in with Cyborg to get in there, essentially. And Ra's al Ghul wants to take up some of this opportunity to join up with Superman. And so just commenting on this instead of just going through the whole story here, I do enjoy this dynamic where it's basically the perspective of Batman, where it's like, okay, Superman is like pretty much the strongest dude on Earth, and we have a lot of people that can contend with him, like maybe together and with different strategies. There's different ways to take him down, sure, but if he's got this mentality of caring less and less about preserving people and things, that's going to be harder and harder and harder to deal with. And it's like, okay, try this plan, try this plan, try this plan, try this plan. The further you're getting into it, and if it's not working, oof, then that's it's getting worse and worse for you, unfortunately. And yeah, a couple of other heroes get killed in this. Like the Atom just gets just vaporized because he's in Superman's head with the microscopic kryptonite thing, which apparently is like from from some part in the Injustice series. That's like later after the 5 year thing. That's like a contingency thing they have is a little piece of kryptonite Atom in his head, but they have that at this point instead with what they do. And yeah, just a lot of freaking shit in here that's like, oh shit, okay, like this is a good little story. And I guess if I'm comparing it to the comic version, which has a much longer story, much longer amount of time goes by with that story, I like how the movie does it, because the movie isn't being a 5 year story. It's essentially taking place within a few weeks, a few months. I'm not exactly sure what they're going for specifically time wise, but they are trying to hurry and they are trying to do what they can. And when they fight Amazo, which I do prefer the Justice League animated series version of Amazo, to be honest, but they have Ra's al Ghul make Amazo, copying the superpowers of the superheroes and stuff, and trying to take them out so that he can take a better role as leader of the planet, essentially, compared to Superman. Batman and Superman sort of team up again to beat Amazo with their whole team and Plastic Man and everything. But then Superman has the mentality of, yeah, you're still fucking terrorist, Batman. I'm going to fucking take you in. And that's where Diana's like, dude, what are you doing? They risked their lives for this when they didn't have to. They had everything to lose. And he's just like, I can't trust anyone but myself, bitch. And then Terrific, Typhone, Tyrone, the Mr. T. I don't know his name. Is it Terrific? That sounds like a different name from something else, but I don't know. It comes in with a different Superman from another universe and has him fight our Superman. Our Superman kicks his ass because he's like not holding back at all. But then they bring another Lois that is also pregnant out, and she's able to talk him down. And then he's like, "All right, yeah, I'm good. I'm defeated. Okay, my bad, y'all. My bad, guys. All right, sorry, bro." That's it. But it's implied in the movie version that he is willingly stepping down, and he will fight on the hero's side if they are needed. If there's like an alien invasion and they need his help or something, he'll fight for them and then just be put back in his cell or wherever they want to put him. He has fucked up and he doesn't know what to do anymore, so he'll just, I guess, be used for the heroes, essentially, is what's going on there, compared to the Injustice comic where I'm at now. There's a second video that Comic Historian did that's a lot longer as well. Injustice 2 is also like a 3-hour coverage of a whole bunch of different comics and stuff, and it's like after Superman's defeated, there's still a lot of other things going on as well after the 5-year battle, essentially. So I don't know. It's interesting. Yeah, but yeah, for the movie, I do like how different that is. I like how it's more concise, contained. It took elements from a lot of different parts from the comic, but didn't directly adapt everything. They changed a few things, like with the Flash talking with Superman and having the chess game about guns and littering and what would happen with this. How much more should you be strict on rules and treat criminals or label people as criminals, essentially. He had that conversation with Mr. T, Tyrone, Terrific. I'm not sure what the name is. Terrific might be the name, but that sounds so stupid to me. Like Mr. Terrific. I don't know. So I feel like that's wrong. But I might have heard that name. Because of it's in there, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, that's pretty much all I got to say about it. I don't know. I liked it big time. I like the comic story as well. It makes me almost curious to want to read the comic as it is, because the comic historian doesn't just go through the whole thing. He goes through a lot of main beats and tries to get you to want to read the comic, essentially. So, well played, sir, because I just might. But that's all I got to say on that. And yeah, have a good one.